Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Milk Theory Podcast. We're at the ADPI conference here in Chicago, and I have met a new friend. I'm super excited to have this conversation with him. I'd like to introduce you to Andrew Moore, Chief Executive Officer of Daisy. Welcome to Milk Theory. We're super happy to have you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
So, honest question. One of the reasons where I'm super excited to have this dialogue with you is because you're building an AI company.
Yeah.
High level question: is AI going to kill us all?
I'm thinking who's watching this.
What do you think?
No, I don't. My answer is no.
Okay.
First of all, no. I think it's definitely going to change everything. But I think we're still going to be human at the end of the day.
Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know I'm not like, if you look at the movies or whatever like that.
Yeah.
I don't see it getting to that stage.
Yeah.
But I see there being some fun stuff that it can help with.
Good. Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
So, when did you start tapping into the world of AI? When it's started to become mainstream or whatever.
Yeah. So obviously I grew up in a very technological generation. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't have 60. I'm not 60, and I don't have gray hairs falling down.
Yes,
Right. So
yes.
I'm not the typical food processor, as
Yes.
you say.
Yeah.
But I got exposed to it really, really young. I just got naturally curious as to what AI actually is. I have my theories of what it's actually going to do.
Okay.
And even by just plugging in things to it and using it in everyday life, you
Yes.
really see the power of it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, from a farming perspective, I think it's going to go quite interesting.
Uh-huh.
And I'm really excited for what it's going to do actually at a farm level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're talking about the ag world or dairy,
Yeah.
I got to be honest, I've been here at this conference for a few days, and you're the first person I spoke with that actually mentioned AI and kind of the future and how it's going to impact. Tell me a little bit more about, we'll get into Daisy, but just from a super high, kind of theoretical level, how do you think AI is going to impact the dairy industry specifically?
Yeah. Okay, so there's severe volatility in dairy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Markets just crashed.
Yeah.
Cows love consistency, but sometimes the market doesn't perform like that, okay?
Yep.
People in these food processors are older than other industries, are using very static, Excel tools. And I think AI is really going to help with the volatility aspect. It's going to help with the decision making. It's not going to actually do the work, but it's going to help you think about what you should do. And that's why it's just the application of that in terms of where the starting point is. I think that's where a lot of the dairy processors actually can't grasp,
Yes.
Because we actually try and not say AI, we actually try and just be as simple as possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think one day the term AI might actually just kind of be on the back burner, and the rest of it's just technology like everything else that we integrate with?
Exactly. I mean, it's going to be so integrated that we don't know the difference between,
Yes.
between it.
Yeah. So Chief Executive Officer at your age, that's very impressive. So tell me a little bit about your journey and your motivation to start something like Daisy. We'll get into the knickknacks about what it's about, but where do you get your entrepreneurship motivation from?
Yeah. So I grew up in a 600 cow dairy farm.
Okay.
So we're milking a lot of cows at home, and as the eldest son with two younger sisters, it was either farm for the rest of my life or get interested in something else. So that's why I naturally gravitated towards the next stage of the farm, which is what happens to our milk when it leaves. And that just, I had this hypothesis that food processing in general was just all automated, right?
Yeah.
You knew exactly what's coming in, you knew exactly what's going to be sold, what products you need to make is just a given. And then you start talking to food processors, you start lifting up the hood and looking underneath, and you see, just Excel spreadsheets, you see people shouting at each other, you see all of these different things. And I'm wow, the difference we can make here is just insane.
Yes.
So that's actually how I came about it in the first place.
Okay. I could vouch for that because, just being in the dairy processing field, Excel is everybody, they're swimming in like different files and charts, and it's a mess. I'm not a fan. Even as a marketer, I can't get in it. Like, but it's crazy. It's everywhere. Where does Daisy come into the picture to support some of these stressors that are already on our industry? How could it make our lives more streamlined, easier, and more efficient?
Yeah. So look, I think production planning is the big one. Right?
Okay.
What do you make? When do you make it? You know, when shit hits the fan, what customers do you commit to? And I think that's really where we see the value, because it's at that decision-making stage. There's so many different things you can do, right? And I think what we're trying to do is like really simplify the supply coming in, simplify like what your demand actually looks like, and just say, hey, based on X, Y, and Z and what's happening in the plant, what's happening all around, here's what you should do.
Yes.
And we've just basically broken it down step by step. So it's simple, and it's like integratable with the processor's existing processes.
Yes. Okay. So your platform, I saw a preview of it, and I would love to actually take some screenshots of it and display it over. But it's essentially a very user-friendly dashboard that you could load various forms of data within, and then you have an AI support agent or just chat that you could actually derive that, get that data more synthesized.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask some back-end questions, and then I'll ask questions about the user experience. We know our biggest AI companies in the world right now, like you think in OpenAI, Gemini Cloud. Are you guys running on something like that, or is it an amalgamation of a few of those?
Yeah, so we actually build our own models.
Okay.
Similar to how OpenAI and Google and Gemini. I think the processors don't like their data being shared with these types of companies.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Yeah, so we need to be mindful of that, and we actually like ring fence all of our data together so that each processor has their own backend.
Okay, that is a huge concern, especially in this industry, is like just data privacy and things like that. So and when you say red fence, for somebody who's never heard of that term, what does that actually mean?
Yeah, so ring fence.
Ring fence.
Yeah, so it's basically all the models are built for a specific processor. Okay, so like every processor is unique. Every processor, we basically silo their data so that no data gets like shared with any other external models, any external sources, and it's just like completely independent and stands alone.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Now you're getting these models. Tell me about how where this data comes from. How do you make sure the models are good? I'm going to botch the saying, but I've heard like, if you put bad data in a model, you'll get bad data on the other side. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so what, how is that being vetted? Tell me a little bit about that process. I know you've got a team behind you. It's not just like AI continues to probably like collect that data. There's some human, critical thinking behind this. Like, how does that get loaded into the back end of your system?
Yeah. So we have data scientists. We have machine learning engineers. Okay. So like the options like for processors. Okay. You could either like do this yourself internally. You could upgrade your spreadsheets. You could, I don't know, maybe figure out some other systems. You could try and poach engineers from like Google, OpenAI, Microsoft, which like, would they be a cultural fit within food processors?
Right.
Not sure. Or you could work with us, where we're like a team of like young, hungry people who are like rooted in the farm itself, but also are coming from high levels of technical ability.
Yes.
Where we actually just like intertwine ourselves within the process. So yeah, we typically, to answer your question on the testing side, we run like, we're taking data sources from over like 50,000 different variables.
Okay.
And we typically have a month-long onboarding process.
Okay.
That's like the first 2 weeks are building the models, and the second 2 weeks are actually testing.
Okay.
So we're back testing to make sure that like our accuracies are actually in the extreme high percentiles.
Okay.
And that there's no anomalies within the data.
Okay. So is it accurate to say then, like, this platform is not necessarily, I mean, it's turnkey once they're in it, but when they're, but you are customizing each solution, tailoring it to the needs of the specific customer, or is it more universalized?
It's more universalized from like what we do. Okay. There's two things that we need to consider. A, from a security perspective.
Okay.
That all the models need, the data can't be shared. And two, from a process perspective, some processors might do valorization before master scheduling, and there's like different layers of command that they go through within the plant, which you're like very familiar with, right?
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, we don't want to go in and like intrude and say that unless you like do it our way, you can't produce anything. You know, we have to be integratable with every processor's process.
Okay.
And that's a meeting internally that we have with the team to figure that out.
Okay, that's great.
So that's it.
Okay, so you have that whole onboarding component.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now tell me a little bit about the front end. I was talking to one of your colleagues. Tell me the importance of like a beautifully aesthetically pleasing, but also easy to navigate kind of user UX experience.
Yeah.
There's a lot of AI tools I've noticed that people are trying to piece different components together to get a project done based on like a certain tailored AI tools. You're bringing it all together. What's the importance of like a good user experience when it comes to like just navigating a dashboard like what you guys provide?
Yeah. So I'd say like one, simplicity, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the problem today is that like there's Excels everywhere. There's so much data hidden within the ERPs. No one knows like what it's going on. Any meeting that has to happen, like everyone has to do this preparation work, right?
Yes.
And that just takes all of your time, and you can't focus on what you're meant to do, which is like produce high value products.
Yes.
So what we do is we like bring all the data together, and how we present it is, it's very visual, it's very aesthetic, but like we only present a couple of like key different things, right?
Yeah.
And even from like a forecasting perspective,
Yes.
we don't just like supply the tool that like you play around with the forecast.
Oh.
We literally take in all of your data and we give you the forecast.
Oh, okay. So it's based off of the data of the actual customer, and then they're just okay.
Yes.
And actually, they're getting that output. Okay.
And there's no like high estimate, low estimate, mid estimate. It's like one number.
Wow.
on
Okay.
like on a graph. And this is taking the like decision making stress out of it. And this is actually what some of our customers across Europe and the US actually want. They don't want like 5 different options. They just want like the most accurate one.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Okay. Tell me about I guess a customer use case that you guys have. I think you have something listed on your website. If you can mention customers, if you can, or you can keep it vague. But walk me through a story of there was a problem, or we all have issues, and like what you actually solved for that customer and with your platform, Daisy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a well-known processor would be like Kerry Dairy Ireland.
Oh yeah, we know that. Yeah, for sure.
I think basically they had a challenge around supply forecasting.
Okay.
So I think in Ireland especially, we have like a seasonal calving pattern where all of our cows calve at once, and based on the weather and the market and how many animals there is, it's really hard to understand how much actually milk some of these processors will receive.
Oh, okay.
So what we did is like we actually have a climate scientist on our team.
Wow.
And we actually model like satellite data, weather data, market data, and their internal like historical milk volumes.
Yes.
So instead of like Kerry, for example, having to prepare all this work on the forecast themselves and constantly trying to update it and bring in new data and everything like that, we just like have essentially all their data, and all they need to do is just like speak the number, to their commercial team, to their ops team, to supply team, and that's essentially taking the work out of their forecasting.
Wow.
We've almost 100x their speed of forecasting.
That's amazing. Okay.
So
that's
some of the things that AI can do that I'm pretty excited about.
Holy cow. So when you guys are clearly off to the races. You got your like launch pad set up. What's your vision for this company and like new I imagine you're thinking, what can this platform do next? What are you looking into? Like with AI is moving so fast. So maybe let's say 6 months to a year, 2 years. What are you thinking for what's next for Daisy?
Yeah, so we're starting with dairy.
Okay.
And like dairy is so complex, right?
Yeah.
So if we can crack dairy, we can crack a lot of other different industries, right?
For sure.
Look, the thing is wide open, right? From a competitive standpoint, in terms of what we see. So, I think in terms of like where the vision is, I think everyone is actually on quite a similar page in terms of what this could do.
Yes.
From not like a lights out plant, but like a decision making autopilot that can essentially speak the language of like what everything needs to like happen to go in place.
Oh, okay.
So that's where it's going. We're starting with dairy, but like grain, fish, beef, pork, poultry, all of these different
wow.
industries have like the same supply and demand issue.
Yeah, you're gonna. Yeah, that can. Why just stick with dairy in a sense?
Exactly.
Yeah. Obviously, you want to master it, but like, yeah, of course.
And obviously dairy is the best, right?
Yeah, of course it is. That's what, thank you for starting with us first. We appreciate it. Yeah, we definitely need that support. Why the name Daisy? Just curious. What? Yeah, tell me about that.
So Daisy is a cow on our farm at home.
Okay.
She turned 7 this year, and she had her 5th calf, and she's currently producing about 6,000 liters at about 5% butterfat and 4% protein. And she was our first pet cow, basically. So yeah, she's pretty special to us.
Absolutely. Yeah, that name will live on forever. That's fantastic. Where can people learn more about your company, you, Daisy? Where would you encourage them to go find more information?
Yeah, so it's at daisy.inc.
Okay.
That's our website. So yeah, we have a lot of information there. You'll find us on LinkedIn. Reach out to ourselves, and we'd be happy to have a chat.
Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for working your way into the Milk Theory podcast. We're so happy to speak with you. You're clearly on the cutting edge of what's next for the dairy industry and ag in general. This is so needed. It's nice to see young blood in our field, and we truly wish you the absolute best. This has been really inspirational to listen to, so thanks for joining us here.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. That's all for today on Milk Theory. We'll see you next time.